There's comfort and safety staying in a place that you've known for so long, but what price are you actually paying by staying in your hometown and or living with your parents? My name's Stephen Taylor and welcome to my channel. This is where I share anything and everything I'm doing to improve and better my life with the mission to help and inspire as many people as possible. In this video, I'm sharing the backstory about how and why I first moved away from my hometown and all the things I realized along the way when I finally made the leap for myself and moved away from home. I lived in my hometown until I was 22 years old. The city itself was not a bad city to live in. It was actually pretty beautiful. We had beaches but the average age of everyone that lived there was actually 69 years old in 2019. So you can imagine this was not a very fun city. There wasn't much to do unless you went to the beach. So along the way, I noticed that a lot of my friends were taking interest in buying a house nearby. They wanted to raise a family here. They had a job that they were excited about getting their next raise for. And all of these things were great, but I started realizing that there's no way I could retire and live in my hometown for the rest of my life. I started getting restless and I started trying to figure out a way that I could get out, get away, start a new life, but I was also scared at the same time. So fast forward, I saw a window of opportunity and I decided to take it. I had an opportunity to come up here to St. Pete and I hypothetically started playing around with the idea of moving out here, not thinking it would be taken seriously, and the person that I came out here with, we both just were doing it for fun. About an hour or two later, we got a call from the people at the apartment complex we applied for, and they told us that we were approved. Initially, I was a little scared because I wasn't sure how I was going to swing it financially, but I realized if I put myself in this situation one way or another, I was going to figure it out. I made the leap of faith, and it was honestly one of the best decisions I've made. And along the way, here's a couple things that I realized in the process of moving out and becoming my own person. The incredible sense of freedom and responsibility is like no other. When you first move out, it takes a little bit to get used to it. But as you start to realize that everything that happens to you day to day is your responsibility, and you've got all the freedom to do what you want when you want, it just feels incredible. You start feeling like an adult, you start feeling more mature, you start wanting to do more and you start wanting to be more, because not only do you have all this responsibility, but you also have all this opportunity to basically make life the way you want to make life. Next, when you dive off the deep end and you finally move out, you start to realize how much power you actually have. When you first start seeing those bills and you start realizing that it costs a fair amount of money to move out on your own and live on your own, it kind of puts a fire underneath you, because you realize that to do more and to be more, you have to make more, and you have to make more out of yourself. Every meal is your responsibility. Every fun thing you do on the weekend is your responsibility. It's all your responsibility. And although this can be intimidating, when you finally get to the point of being able to pay for these things and doing these things, you feel so good afterwards because you finally made a massive leap forward in your life and you're able to start living on your own and being your own person. The next thing would be a new world of networking and connections opens up to you. When you first move out to a new city, you have all this opportunity to meet all these new people. Whether you're introverted or extroverted, you're almost guaranteed to meet someone new. I've made a lot of new friends in jobs that I've worked. I've made friends in coffee shops. I've made friends with people that I've met out on the weekends. There's so many people in a new city that you finally get to meet. And the best part about it is none of your past follows you. You get to make new impressions, you get to be your own person, and you get to find your crew and find your people. Especially when you're open to it, it's crazy how fast people just kind of fall into your life. One of my absolute favorite things about moving out is that everything from high school is left behind. Now, occasionally you might move somewhere where a lot of people from your high school moved to. This is kind of the case with where I came, but really, like, everything that you've done in the past is left in the past. You get to start fresh, you're a new person, you get to reinvent yourself, you get to do whatever you want to do, and all of the people that you meet aren't going to be carrying with you all the stuff that you did in high school. This next one can be a little bit tricky, but for the most part, your parents will respect you. When you finally move out and you make that massive leap of faith, and you prove to yourself and you prove to everyone around you that you're able to live on your own, eventually your parents will start to respect that, especially if they've got friction with you in the beginning. Even if it takes a year or 2 years or 5 years, just the fact that you were able to go out as an adult and live on your own is impressive enough as it is. And typically having distance from your parents will almost always make you closer, because as they say, absence makes the heart grow fonder. You're not jumping down each other's throats anymore. You appreciate the time you get to spend together more, and just overall it helps your relationship with your parents. Now, the past 4 years of my life have been absolutely amazing, living on my own, especially living in such an amazing city. My confidence has grown. I've learned so many things. Life has just been incredible since I moved out. If anyone is in the process of moving out or considering moving out, you're just not quite sure, I highly recommend you do this. This will be one of the best things you've ever done, and later on in your life, you'll look back and you'll appreciate the fact that you trusted yourself enough to move out on your own and figure it out. If you've moved away from home or you're considering moving away from home, I believe in you, and you should definitely believe in yourself. It will definitely be one of the best things that you've ever done. And if you have any experience or you have any questions, I would love to hear about them in the comments. If you've moved away from home or you're considering moving away from home, I would love to hear about your story in the comments. And as always, I appreciate you guys for watching. Stay tuned for tomorrow's video.